So when I trained to play college basketball, I was going to the gym 6 days a week, putting in 4 to 6 hours every day. And, getting on a team was like a big accomplishment for me because I didn't have anybody helping me. Like, I had a personal trainer help me gain 10 pounds of muscle mass and, weight lift and stuff like that. But other than that, it was me getting myself up, getting up at 7, being at the gym by 8, and, putting in that 4 to 6 hours. When I got on a team, I was, basketball was like a big thing, but just like things in general, like any of my successes, I would be like, yeah, I'm the reason why I have this and that. If I didn't, put in this time, going to the gym, I wouldn't have, gotten to where I got to and have the success that I have. And so I was like really, like, I guess, big-headed in that. When I had this car accident, what God showed me was that I'm nothing without him, and that it's not me. Like, my successes are not me. It is him. Like, he's the reason why I'm able to go out here and even do the things that I do. He's the reason I have the skills that I have and the abilities and talents that I have. If he wasn't waking me up every day, breathing his breath into me, I couldn't go perform and do these things, these gifts and skills and talents that he gave me in the first place. I told y'all in a previous video, I used to smoke a lot of weed, due to like a variety of things, like depression, anxiety, the pain that I was going through because I didn't want to be put on opioids. But I hated it. I hated that I was dependent on weed. Like, it just got to a point, because for me, the way I relieve my stress, or if I'm upset, angry, I work out. Like, I go hoop specifically. And the fact that I temporarily could not do that for a time, it made my depression worse. As I started getting better, like my body healing, where I could do little activities, like trying to do a push-up, I couldn't do a push-up for the life of me. Like, when you've been an athlete all your life and you've been strong, and you can't do something like a push-up, or even a girl push-up, it's damaging to the mind, like you just feel a weakness that you've never felt before in your life. And so when I was able to start to lift my body off the ground, because it was a point where I couldn't even lift my body off the ground, and I felt like I was dying when I would try to force it. One of the things I told myself, weed isn't gonna overtake me. I'm not gonna, this is just my life right now, That was the most motivating thing I told myself, was that this is my life for a season, I'm not gonna stay here. When I was able to start, getting into little, fitness activities, I either couldn't keep it, I couldn't be consistent with and you gotta look at it too, me going to the gym 6 days a week, 4 to 6 hours, for years, you've already created a natural ambition, you naturally are ambition, you know what it takes to work for something and get things done. Couldn't be consistent with it, or I couldn't perform what it was that I was trying to do. And I would try to do it on my own strength. And so, because I got so frustrated to a point, because it was I just want to be active again. I just want to do fitness. I want to get back being active. I went from being active to just sleeping all the time, rightfully so. I mean, when you have injuries like that, you're tired, your body's tired, you're worn out, you need rest, your body needs rest. You just go from living an active lifestyle to just pretty much a stoner life, a straight, that's all you did. What I started to notice is when I got real frustrated, I would pray and I would ask God, help me, help me perform this push-up, help me get stronger, help me be consistent. And over time, it took some time, but the more I kept asking God to help me, the more, I would see that I would have this supernatural strength just come out of nowhere, or this motivation to like just keep being consistent even when I wanted to be lazy, you know. It would only happen, like I would only call it to God when I got frustrated enough. And it just started catching on that like, okay, God is helping me. You know, I'm asking him for his help and he's helping me. And just through the course of my recovery and what God showed me was that I can't do anything without him. You know, it is not by my strength, it's by him. Like, we play a role in our success, we play a role in the things that we do, but ultimately it's him. And what we do is we give the praise and glory to ourselves. You know, I never gave God a hallelujah or thank you, you know, in the moments of things that, you know, I achieved, and probably, I'm sure at times, not at all. He really humbled me and showed me that I can't even perform a push-up without asking for his help. He really humbled me because I was so big-headed, thinking that, you know, I'm the reason why I can do this and this, and I'm the reason why I've succeeded and had this type of success. You know, like, yeah, you're using what God gave you, but at the end of it, it's him that's doing it. It's him that's allowing you to be able to perform and do such a thing, or even have such a gift, you know. And so he really humbled me with that. But still to this day, like, I still have to ask God for stuff. His ways and thinking are higher than ours. That's why he tells us not to lean on our own understanding. How smart God is, like, I would have did the same thing he did. Allow me to be put in a position where I have to lean on him, you know, to show me that I'm really not all that, you know, I'm really nothing. But it's smart because when I do recover and I get like to my 100%, I get 100% of my strength back, I'm not going to glorify myself. I'm going to glorify God. So he's just so smart, because I would have did what he's doing to me if I were him. So he gets the glory, you know what I'm saying? Not me, but, you know, like, he gets the glory. Like, that's actually really smart, that through this whole process, through this whole recovery, even to this day in 2024, I still have to pray and lean on God and ask him to help me. And it's all to keep me humble so that I don't glorify myself when I am at my full best, when I am so strong and I'm feeling good and healthy, like even better than I've ever felt in my life. That glory and praise and worship will go to him and not myself. And that's something that we gotta realize, that we do that in everyday lives of things.